Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Vincent Price.
I choose a boneless roast, boneless roast. I choose a boneless roast, boneless roast. Pork. I choose a boneless roast, boneless pork. Pork. Choose a boneless roast, boneless. I love a good pork sandwich. I choose a boneless pork sandwich. Pork sirloin.
Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork. Chicken livers, chicken livers. Chicken livers, chicken livers. Chicken livers, chicken livers. Chicken livers, steak. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork. Chicken livers, chicken livers. Chicken livers, chicken livers. Chicken livers, chicken livers. Chicken livers, steak. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork chops. Pork chops, pork chops.
Your reputation as a cook should take off from here. Sit back and enjoy the compliments. Boneless roast. Boneless roast. I choose a boneless roast.
Hey freaks, it's Wednesday, March 6th, 2019. Coming up on the program today, a porn-based video game console shaped like a giant tit. Have your wallets ready. Plus, a religious kook speaking in tongues and being kind of racist. An old diamond billionaire dies enhancing his dick. And perving out at the CVS pharmacy.
The guy, he's in the dirty underwear or something. I don't know. He's a sniff freak.
Are you on the internet? Isn't that for techno geeks with spreadsheets?
You clamp down on that goddamn shit and you bite it off!
It's the Distorted View Show with Tim Henson.
All right, Tim back here for the Wednesday edition of Distorted View Daily. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Got a good one for you. If you're new to the podcast, what is Distorted View Daily all about? Well, I kind of feature the worst of the internet. Gross, disgusting stuff, insane people, unappealing pornography, you know, the fun stuff. I mean, you go on the internet now, it's like 99% Facebook. It's all anyone ever really does. They get on there, read the insane, stupid things relatives are posting. Then you sort of, roll your eyes at a few posts from friends who are getting, like, oddly philosophical. And you're like, that's not how you behave in real life. I just saw you do a mountain of cocaine off of a stripper's tits last weekend. Now you're waxing poetic about Tibet? I bet you if I provided a map, you couldn't even find Tibet. My favorite posts on Facebook, though, are from people who open up and share way too much, but then no one likes their post. Some girl writing, growing up, my mom was distant and cold. It led to self-harm and eating disorders. It goes on for like 7 paragraphs. I'm going to be a better mother. And then no one reacts. Not even a thumbs up. The most generic of likes. Anyway, the internet is a cesspool, and my job is to find the best awfulness to share with you. Does that make sense? Let me share with you an example. This is courtesy of Debaser, Wisconsin, a member of our Discord who found this insane woman named Lori Rahamachiachi. I don't think that's her real name. Lori is a very religious woman who speaks in tongues. I guess when she speaks in tongues, it kind of comes out like Japanese. Maybe that's where the Rahamachi comes from.
One more thing. Joy of the Lord. You do know Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, the Son of God, the Son of Man, forgives sin, right?
Okay.
You do know this.
Yes, everyone knows that.
So, if one of these newbie precious babies calls on Jesus, that hasn't been filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, and you're telling them, oh, you're not going because you don't speak in tongues. I say, this is what I see. I see Yeshua walking over. I say, your sins are forgiven, my child, and throwing you into the lake of fire. I said that it's not about the tongue. I said it's about the heart.
Have you ever noticed that people who speak in tongues do it in a very angry way? They sound like professional wrestlers. Rahamashashima, you do know Jesus loves you. And to anyone who says otherwise, Ashamaka Rocky, it's not about the tongue. It's about the heart. Bret the Hitman Hart. Oh yeah, Chimachi, Rachi, brother. Here is another short clip of this same woman.
The white devil in the White House. He's nothing but a white nigger. He's as bad as Barack.
Half the shit you were saying was spoken in tongues. You couldn't have masked the N-word with a shabashiki or an achimachi. That word comes out crystal clear in English. I am pleasantly surprised. It's refreshing to see a religious person actually condemn Trump. For some reason, religious people are in love with Trump. A lot of them think that Trump was appointed by God, including the dude who created My Pillow. He literally was on stage at that conservative convention and said Trump was appointed by Jesus Christ himself. This woman, although I appreciate the fact she's at least a little critical, it would be one thing if Christians were like, look, he's not the most moral person, but he's fighting for what we believe in, or whatever, abortion rights and putting God back in the schools, or whatever. Like, so we can sort of get behind Trump. But to say that he was appointed by God, he's practically the second coming. I mean, that's a little cuckoo, crazy bananas. Now, calling him the N-word is probably going a little too far. She could have chose a better way to phrase that. Also, I don't really know what she means. So, whatever.
Oh, I said that. Sit there with that stupid look on his face. That stupid smirk is... all these people are perishing. Oh, I said, and he knows. Oh, I said, no, at that. The only thing worse than having to deal with his spirit all day long.
The only thing worse than a white nigger is a black... don't go there. Machi machi.
Up on the TV with that stupid... Oh, I said, now what this, said there, now
there
what that. Smirk he gets on his face. Oh,
this is what bothers her about Trump. His smile.
Now what that. And I said, he's winning. What that said, I said, no. So I stripped him naked, Yeshua, and he's hanging with Barack.
Jesus Christ, that took yet another weird turn at the very end there. Freaks, needless to say, I have subscribed to her channel, and you will hear more of her real soon. She is a Utard through and through. I'm looking at her channel. She posts about every 7 minutes. I think I have 29,000 other videos to go through, so I'll be busy this week. Also found on our Discord, thanks to Rural Gaming, is a website called Nutaku.net. Now, there are a lot of websites dedicated to Japanese culture, otaku, and anime, stuff like that. This website, though, Nutaku, they focus specifically on the dirty hentai aspect. Let me dumb it down for you new listeners or those who just don't know. Hentai is really a subgenre of anime that is focused on the sexual parts of cartoons, I guess. Big-titted Japanese women, mostly girls, mostly underage girls, I think. Sexually explicit cartoons, games, comics, that type of thing. The gross stuff. Anyway, over there at Nutaku, it's really like an online store where you can buy t-shirts, mouse pads, artwork. I'm looking at a t-shirt that features an anime version of the Mona Lisa. It's even framed, except the Mona Lisa has her big fat tits hanging out. They sell a coffee mug that reads, "Drink coffee and play hentai games." They sell a t-shirt that features the anime image from a video game called FAP CEO, which I think is like Roller Coaster Tycoon. Instead of running an amusement park, though, you run a webcam empire. And then there's the real reason why I'm talking about Nutaku, the video game console, in the shape of a giant tit. Yeah, it retails for about $170. Right now, it's out of stock. They say they're restocking it right now. According to the description, it's the ultimate video gaming experience. It is, in fact, a breast-shaped gaming console. Here are the specifications. It's silicone-covered shell with a flesh-like feel. The nipple is the power button. The power button. It comes with an HDMI port, 2 USB ports, I guess, for joysticks or gamepads or whatever. Audio jack, external power supply. Comes complete with a wireless internet connection and uses Wi-Fi. And pre-installed library of free-to-play and premium adult titles. Now, on Nutaku's site, they've got a selection of games you can play, like Booty Calls, Fake Lay, Booty Farm, Big Bang Empire, Pussy Saga, Slot Bitches, which I think is a slot machine game, and Panties of Rage. That's a fighting game. There's a video on YouTube from Nutaku describing the game and showing off the console. This was just posted a few weeks ago, so I think this is very new.
Hi everybody, thank you so much for tuning in for our Nutaku console tutorial. So today I'm going to walk you through how to set this up so that you can play it on your screen at home. So you're going to be greeted with this satisfyingly magnetic white box. As soon as you open it up, of course, our signature pink here, and then you have...
At no point ever is there a list of real specifications, like how powerful is this console, what type of graphics does it produce, memory. She's really focusing on the magnetic aspect of the box that it comes in and the pretty pink color of the documentation. My suspicion is that this tit is covering up a Raspberry Pi, something that costs like $20. That big dome titty, though, is pretty appealing. Would look great in my game room.
A little insert to make your day just...
It says, plug me in and press... I'm going to screenshot this. If you want to see what the console kind of looks like, and the documentation that reads, plug me in and press my nipple to turn me on. Check out today's featured image over there at distortedview.com and superfreaksideshow.com. Say cheese. There we go.
A little bit brighter with the anime titty, little anime booty. Never hurt anybody.
Titties and booties.
Of course, once inside, you have your power adapter.
Let me fast forward to where she gets everything set up.
Here's where I put the mouse, the keyboard. This is your power cord. This is your HDMI.
That's why I think it's a computer, because you plug in a keyboard.
You press the nipple to turn it on, and voila, you get the Nutaku client. So you'll be prompted to log in, of course, with your Nutaku account that you already have, and then you can just fap the day away. There's a games library, so you can add things.
Don't encourage them.
To that, your purchase games and your free-to-play games, so anything that you've played. You can contact support, you can get more gold, you can do anything from here. Down in the bottom left-hand corner, you can
it's a browser window is what it is.
Also find all of our social handles as well, so if you wanted to reach out to us there, you can do that. Until next time.
I want this console. So that video is posted on YouTube, and I can provide a link to that on the show notes today if you want to take a look at this thing in action. There are a lot of comments to this video. My favorite one goes something like this. I'm going to buy one of these, but here's a couple of questions. One, is it Android-based? 2, specs? And 3, does it become misshapen over time? I mean, I'm not a representative for Nutaku here, but I think that all depends on what the hell you're doing to that console. How hard are you pressing the nipple? Are you pinching it? It's still a video game system. You're not supposed to rub your dick on the silicone tit outer shell. You're not supposed to fuck everything. I think that's the takeaway here. I mean, the Nutaku people are making it a bit confusing by shaping the console in the form of a tit, but this is what their audience wants, I guess. And don't act like you guys aren't going to immediately go to the show notes and check out this video and the featured image. You all want a titty video game system too. All right, real quick, before we get into the news, one more short clip. eFucked is back with a bunch of great bad porn scenes. I'm not going to play all of them for you. I'm just going to play one. You can check out the rest over there at efucked.com. Little plug for my hero over there, Defunct. We've never met or talked. Anyway, so this first clip is great. It features a woman in a bedroom talking to a guy on a Lisa Frank bed.
Can't believe they outed me. I can't believe they told everybody. I'm so ashamed of myself. I can't believe that I can't cheerlead anymore.
See what I mean? A+ acting. What was she outed about? Like, what was the big secret that was revealed?
I can't believe that I can't cheerlead anymore. They hate me, and it's all because of this!
Oh, she's got a cock. Now, the guy on the bed doesn't seem surprised, so he must have known.
If it comes down to a choice between this cock and cheerleading, it's gotta go.
No! You can't do that!
I love sucking on that cock!
Chad, they said as long as I have a dick, I can't cheerlead. What am I supposed to do?
It's what made you the best cheerleader in the state!
Well, your penis does not make you the best cheerleader.
But Chad, they said that if I have a cock, I can't be on the team. Only genetic girls are allowed.
The times, they're changing.
I like that she didn't bother to shave for this scene. She's got a 5 o'clock shadow. You know, maybe the shoot was running long or something. Hold on here. I want to hear what is being said. I don't want to miss a word.
But Chad, they said that if I have a cock, I can't be on the team. Only genetic girls are allowed.
The times, they're changing. And in a couple of years, there's going to be nothing but transsexual cheerleaders.
I don't know if that's true.
You really think so, Chad?
I know so. Don't you dare do anything with this cock.
Oh, he just grabbed the balls.
Well, suck it.
Now he's stroking. Well, now he's sucking. Things are moving fast. Oh. Oh. Of course, it's gotta be wet and juicy. That's an interesting sucking technique. That was Tranny Cheerleader. Sounds like the name of a game you'd find on the Nutaku video game console. All right, and with that, let's get into the crazy, bizarre, twisted up, fucked up news right now. If you're not a member of the Distorted View Sideshow, shame on you. Let's rectify that situation right now. Sign up, become a true and honorable freak. The Sideshow is DV's member site where you get full access to the entire archive of programs. Every week we do exclusive shows just for paying freaks. Yesterday we did an exclusive program. Tomorrow I'll be back with another Sideshow exclusive podcast. Plus there are over 3,000 shows in the archives. There's videos, mini shows, specials. Corey from Butt Fudge Sunday used to do a weekly show for us. You can find that in the archives as well. A lot of stuff in there. Superfreaksideshow.com. Membership's very inexpensive. You get a username and password and a special RSS feed. You plug your username and password in to the Apple Podcast app or whatever podcast app you're using. You can grab all the exclusive content and the free shows. If you have been missing Sextastic Tuesday, because I know on Tuesdays we typically do Sideshow exclusive programs now, and I don't do a lot of Sextastic Tuesdays anymore. I would say less than once a month we do Sextastic Tuesday. I happened to do one yesterday that I thought I was going to read 5 minutes of this story. I ended up reading like 20 minutes. I was enthralled. I couldn't believe this nonsense. It was fan fiction based on Thomas the Train. Things got rapey pretty quickly. Yeah, Choo Choo Train Rape was featured on yesterday's Sextastic Tuesday. I thought it might be fun to post just a shortened, a Cliff's Notes version of that Sextastic Tuesday story. So on YouTube, over there at youtube.com/DistortedViewShow, and our Facebook page, facebook.com/DistortedViewShow. You'll find a video, really just audio, of like a condensed version of that story. So if you've been missing Sextastic Tuesday, if you want to kind of know what we're up to over there on the Sideshow, you can check out that video. All right, 3 very quick stories, then we'll get the hell out of here. First up, look, I understand for most guys, myself included, your penis is a source of immense pride and frustration, disappointment, all wrapped into one. It's a very complex relationship, men have with their penises, I think. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm insane. I love my dick. I hate you. Why do you do this to me? Never leave me. I wish you were dead. Baby, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You know I love you. Anyway, my point is, by the time you're a near dead, right? By the time you're able to collect Social Security, you gotta just have come to peace with your penis. You know the old saying about you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Old people are set in their ways, and so is their penis. Just let your penis be. It's already lived a long life. Let it rest. What am I talking about? Well, apparently a billionaire diamond trader, which kind of sounds like a made-up profession. That's a profession a villain in an action movie would have. Anyway, billionaire diamond trader, oh boy, Ehud, E-H-U-D, I don't know, Ehud Air Laniado, I'm sure I butchered that, age 65, died during a penis enlargement surgery that triggered a heart attack in a Paris clinic. Now, as far as old guys go, 65-year-old guy, like I'm looking at a picture of him, he looked fine, he didn't look decrepit, but still, you're a billionaire. Right? You don't need a giant cock to be dating a 19-year-old. Flash your American Express black card. That'll do the trick. Notice how black card kind of sounds like black cock. Women have the same response to both of those things. Ooh, it's so big and black. All right, your limit is huge. According to local media, complications during surgery proved fatal for the Belgian-Israeli dual national, and he suffered a heart attack when a substance was injected into his dick and nuts. I like how the relatives or the estate of this guy didn't even try to cover up the story or try to soften the blow. Like contact local media outlets. Just say he was going in for a routine procedure or cosmetic surgery or something, right? They got very specific. Penis enlargement. The billionaire, whose exact fortune is not publicly known, because it doesn't matter. Once you reach $1 billion, the number doesn't matter. You can have anything you want, except for a large dick, if you have a heart condition, apparently. The billionaire, whose exact fortune is not publicly known, got in trouble with the authorities in 2013. He faced claim for £4 billion from the Belgian authorities for tax evasion on diamonds illegally imported from the Congo. Even though 2 courts dismissed the Belgian Customs Office's claim, an appeals court ordered a new trial. He was appeared to appear in court on March 14th. So he wanted a big dick for court. Kind of like how druggies try to clean themselves up for their court hearings. You get a haircut, you buy a suit, try to look like not a crystal meth addict. This guy was like, you know what would really help my case? If the jurors couldn't take their eyes off the bulge in my pants. Some of this testimony is going to be real damning towards me. It's best if they can't focus. Laniado's company. I laugh because I know I'm mispronouncing it. Laniado's company, Omega Diamonds. I wonder if they're blood. They've got to be blood diamonds, right? If they're coming from the Congo, which is based in the Belgian city of Antwerp, where most of the world's top diamond traders operate, confirmed his passing. A statement read, "Farewell to a visionary businessman. It's with great sadness that we confirm that our founder," and then they say his name, I'm not going to try it again, "has passed away. He partied with models, of course he did. But many say he suffered from a so-called Napoleon complex due to his short stature." Now, if you're short and have a normal-sized dick, your dick looks big in comparison, right? I'm guessing he had a very, very tiny, like a micro-penis situation. If he was so concerned with the size of his penis and he needed an enlargement, yeah, there was some wacky shit going on downstairs. An old friend said that he was always focused on his appearance and how others perceived him. According to Leonardo's friends, the only time he forgot about his short height was when he asked his accountant to read out his bank statement. Oh, what a jerk. Something which he did multiple times a day. Internationally, he was one of the biggest experts in valuing raw diamonds. Back in 2015, he sold the world's most expensive diamond called the Blue Moon of Josephine to Hong Kong businessman and convicted felon Joseph Lau Loong Hung for £36.8 million. That's like 49 million US dollars, somewhere around there. So rest in peace, you tiny dick freak. All right, second story we have for you today. You guys like my eulogies? All right, second story we have for you today. Oh, looky here. We got one from our most fucked up state. Say it with me.
Florida is the most fucked up state.
Story comes from Cape Coral, Florida. A former Southwest Florida doctor, oh God, you know it's going to be about some weird sex shit. A Florida doctor is facing some serious charges. A local CVS employee's suspicion helped put 67-year-old William Robert Berkey behind bars on Monday. The Lee County Sheriff's Office say Berkey entered a CVS pharmacy store in January where he asked for help in uploading pictures from his phone to a photo kiosk. I think it's time to play... Where is this story going? Yes, you know how the game works. Longtime freak should have no problem guessing where this story is going. Still, I'm going to give you multiple choice answers. You pick the right one, you win! Just to recap, we've got a man at a CVS photo kiosk acting sketchy, asking an employee to help try to upload his photos from a cell phone. Where is the story going? Your options are: A, he was trying to get the CVS employee near him so he could sexually assault her. B, he was trying to print out pictures of child porn. C, the photos on the phone were stealth upskirt shots of women from around town. Or D, when the CVS employee approached, she quickly noticed the man had ejaculated on the photo kiosk machine. Those are your options. Where is this story going? Take a few seconds and think about it. All the options are plausible. This is Florida, after all. There is, however, only one right answer. Either he was trying to sexually assault the employee, trying to print out pictures of child porn, the photos on his phone were upskirt shots, or he had already ejaculated on the kiosk machine. Wanted to show the employee his handiwork. All right, time's up. Now it's time for the big reveal. Where is this story going? If you said the clerk quickly noticed the man had ejaculated on the CVS photo kiosk machine, you would be wrong. Yeah, it's the old game show psych out there. I'm a pro. I've been at this a long time. The correct answer, of course, child porn. Always a safe bet going with the kitty fuckers, especially when it comes to Florida. That's all the time we have for this installment of Where's This Story Going? A Mark Goodson television production. Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. The Lee County Sheriff's Office says Berkey entered a CVS pharmacy in January where he asked help in uploading pictures from his phone. The report says the employee described Berkey as nervous and did not want the attendant to look at his phone and the photographs. All red flags. He printed and purchased the photos along with cocoa butter and personal lubricant. Fucking Florida. Never fails to entertain me. The CVS employee reported the incident and LCSO looked into it. That's the Lee County Sheriff's Office. Berkey returned again a few days later for more prints. Detectives confirmed the images were prepubescent female children. The Sheriff's Office issued a search warrant at Berkey's home, where they say they found even more photos. Crisp, clear, vivid Kodak prints. Kodak, for true colors that shine through.
But I see your true colors shining through. I see your true colors.
Was this not an appropriate time to mention our sponsor is Kodak and do a quick commercial? No. Thank you, Cyndi Lauper. Oh, that makes me so sad for the Kodak brand. Remember they used that song, True Colors, for their commercials? Now they're dead because they couldn't innovate fast enough. They saw the digital camera revolution coming and they did nothing. Another dinosaur extinct. Now back to the pedophile on Distorted View. Christopher Alameda is Berkey's neighbor. He said, he's a great man. Everybody makes mistakes. Christopher, do you have children? Like, that is such a Florida fucking response. Whatever. Everyone makes mistakes. He made mistakes multiple times, right? Lots and lots of child porn prints. All right, he says safety of children is important, though. We gotta be looking out, especially for the kids today. Thought-provoking. Remember, this pedophile is a doctor. Oh, God. If it's a pediatrician, I'm going to be done for the day. All right. Dr. Berkey worked for Lee Memorial Health System. Lee Health says he resigned his admitting privileges in 2005. His license was later revoked by the state of Florida. I wonder why. I'll give you 3 guesses. I'm going to save that answer for an upcoming edition of Where's This Story Going? All right, final story we have for you today. Accused sex predator R. Kelly. I feel like we haven't talked about R. Kelly enough on this program. He's been arrested in Chicago over a huge unpaid child support bill. The troubled singer was taken into custody and will be transferred to the county jail. It's been claimed that R. Kelly has failed to pay upwards of $160,000 worth of child support he owes. Now, is that for supporting the children he fathered or for supporting children he dated? The story's not clear. For those of you that don't know, the disgraced star was charged last month with 10 counts of aggravated sexual abuse pertaining to 4 women years ago, including 3 who were underage at the time. You know what? One of them was like 8, like on the cusp of being 18. I don't think that one should count. Right? She said she was, or he says that she was 18, and then like the family, I think, said, well, you know, I was looking at some of the text messages and she was 17 at the time. Oh, big difference. It's a few fucking months. Go after the guys who are, you know, printing fucking child porn out. Prepubescent kids at CVS. Now, I mean, if the other kids that R. Kelly was apparently sleeping with, if they were a bit younger, 16, 15, you know, then I can understand. Let's go ahead and get that 17/18-year-old too. We'll lump her in. But if the 17 just turning 18-year-old is the best they got, well, then they got problems. Although the whole R. Kelly thing has been going on for years. People have known for years that, you know, he's you know, into kids or something. I don't know. His arrest came after he exploded with rage. I thought that sentence was going somewhere else. His arrest came after he exploded inside of a, you know. All right, his arrest came after he exploded with rage during a TV interview aired in the U.S. and blamed the parents of the alleged victims for selling their daughters to him. Not the best defense. Kelly flew off the handle during his 80-minute sit-down interview with TV host Gayle King, prompting the cameras to stop rolling at one point. I think I've got a clip here. Let's listen to a little insanity from R. Kelly.
How stupid would it be for me to, with my crazy past and what I've been through, right now I just think I need to be a monster and hold girls against their will, chain them up in my basement and don't let them eat and don't let them out unless they need some shoes down the street from their uncle. Robert, stop it. Y'all quit playing. Quit playing. Robert. I didn't do this stuff. This is not me. I'm fighting for my life.
Oh, boy. He's crazy.
Y'all killing me with this.
He's up.
I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career.
What was that?
Y'all trying to kill me.
Hold on. I want to try to decipher this line.
30 years of my career.
30 years a month, Will?
30 years of my career.
A monk's will? That woman who was speaking tongues earlier in the program was easier to understand.
You killing me, man! This is not about music! I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it!
What kids are you talking about? Your own kids or your girlfriend's?
Y'all just don't want to believe the truth!
Okay.
You don't want to believe it!
At this point, we briefly pause the interview to give Kelly a moment. His publicist helped calm him down.
That's a shame because there was some good television going on there for a second. All right, so after the cameras went back on, he said, I hope this camera keep going. This is not true. It doesn't even make sense. Why would I hold all these women? I'm guessing he means hostage. King urged the 52-year-old to not just rant at the cameras. You sound like you're playing the victim here, she said. And he replied, I'm just telling the truth. Kelly, whose real name is Robert Sylvester, pleaded not guilty last month to 10 counts of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. 3 of the 4 alleged victims were minors at the time. The alleged incidents date back to 1998. He's long been accused of holding some of the women hostage in his home as part of a sex cult. Oh, yeah, I remember that. R. Kelly said during the interview, what kind of mother would sell their daughters to a man? And King replied, so you're saying the parents handed their daughters to you? Is that what you're saying? And he replied, absolutely. The R&B star said he agreed to do the CBS interview because he's very tired of all the lies. When asked specifically what lies he was tired of hearing, he said, my God, all of them. Got little girls trapped in the basement, helicopters over my house trying to rescue someone that doesn't need rescuing, handcuffing people, starving. I have a harem, whatever you call it, a cult. I don't even really know what a cult is, but I know I don't have one. So there you go. R. Kelly setting the record straight. That, my friends, is your Distorted News for Wednesday. Let's do a couple voicemails and get the hell out of here. I absolutely love to hear from you freaks. 206-666-4463. That is our standard economy size voicemail. We also have an executive premium voicemail plus. If you pledge a few bucks over there on our Patreon account, patreon.com/distortedview, I'll play your calls first because we got a special voicemail line you can call into there. Other ways to support the show, you can spread the distortion, STD, tell all your friends about the podcast. We've got a Discord where you can chat, meet other freaks. We've got over 1,000 freaks in there now, about 1,020, I think. There's a link on the main navigation bar. Other ways to contact me, I'm all over social media, at Distorted View on Twitter and Instagram, facebook.com/Distorted View Show. We have 2 YouTube channels, youtube.com/Distorted View Show. That's the main channel. And I also set up youtube.com/Distorted View, which is a better address than Distorted View Show, but I set that one up first and we have more subscribers. I'm posting full episodes of the show over at youtube.com/Distorted View, and there's like hundreds of them to listen to. I didn't want to clutter up the main channel with those audio-only episodes. So our second channel, which is youtube.com/Distorted View, you can listen to full episodes of DV that way, share episodes of DV that way. Of course, you can timestamp these things and share just parts of the episode. So it's another way to spread the distortion, I guess, if you're interested in that. Constantly uploading new episodes, everything that's on the feed, I think, basically right now. Anyway, let's check in with a few freaks on the voicemail line. We are going to do some Patreon calls because a bunch of those came in today.
All right. So my name is Azrael89. Hello, Timmy.
Hi.
I'm sure you've been waiting to hear this phone call back. It turns out that I'm an asexual pansexual.
Hold on. We've got to unpack this. I got to understand. Asexual means you're not really interested in anything sexual, but then you're pansexual, which means that you're interested in everything. You're like, what's that term where you're not an anomaly? You're something that shouldn't exist, or you're in direct opposition with yourself. I don't know how to describe that.
Interesting for me to find out.
I'm not smart enough.
It's good news, I guess, maybe. But based upon what you told me, even though I was drunk as shit.
Oh yeah, you're the guy who was drunk calling in. Were you the one that you're in love with your friend who's a man, but you don't consider yourself gay?
I am. Anyways, I wanted to call you and ask you. I've been going through the archives. Whatever happened to the insensitive reenactment part of your show?
Well, yeah, a lot of people ask about that, and I really should do more of them. It's something I still do. As a matter of fact, I think last week or a couple weeks ago, we did an insensitive reenactment. I may have posted that. If you go to youtube.com/Distorted View Show, look at some of the more recent YouTube videos. There may be an insensitive reenactment in there.
Because, quite personally, I love that. I would love to hear some more insensitive reenactments. Now, I don't know if I'm the only one that is 100% okay with this, but just put it under your thoughts, and maybe instead of Sextastic Tuesday, as it is today, which quite personally I love the Christmas one about Santa Claus fucking some elf lady,
sure,
fetus burgers and whatnot. Just let me know. I listen every day, so I'm sure I'll hear it. I heard my embarrassing, way too drunk voicemail.
Yeah, we still do insensitive reenactments. I guess not as often as people would like, but noted. I will try to do more of those. And we do Sextastic Tuesday just occasionally. Not every week, not even every other week. Maybe once a month. Once every other month.
Hey, Tim, it's Lady Cat Lady. I don't remember if I told you this, but I made a poor decision to drive to school a few weeks ago with my walking boot for my foot that I broke. I'm sure you remember that.
Mm-hmm.
And then my car went over the curb, and then it went over another curb as I was trying to turn.
You have no business driving
into a parking garage because it got caught on the brake while I was turning.
Oh, your boot got caught. Oh no!
So then that cost $4,500 to fix.
Jesus.
I'm so sorry I sound like shit right now. I always sound like shit. And I got my car back yesterday. Yay.
Yay, congrats.
So there's a quick update from me. Oh, and since you mentioned it on the show the other day, I know I emailed you hemorrhoid pics, but I also know that
This is something that I don't think most podcasters have to deal with. Like when they get calls or messages about their show. Hey, I sent you my hemorrhoid pics. Why didn't you see them?
Because the other night, I had run out of my panic attack medication, so of course I had a very strong panic attack, and then my IBS, which of course I also have, kicked in.
This is the shitty life of Lady Cat Lady. Panic attacks, IBS, hemorrhoids.
My ass was just on fire for
Ass
hours.
is on fire.
So, that's fun. But honestly, things aren't bad for me,
Yeah, sure, they sound great.
Anyway, what I actually wanted to call in about
charmed
was,
life
you're always talking shit about Lord Douche. You guys have been together for so long. I was wondering if you could say something nice about Lord Douche. What's the most romantic thing he's ever done for you? And then,
He probably, the thing that comes to mind is I was at this store called Tuesday Morning. I think I've talked about Tuesday Morning before. I don't get what Tuesday Morning really is. It's just a bunch of junk, right? But not all of it is cheap junk. Like there was this giant owl sculpt. I don't even know what to call it. It's a giant owl dressed in some sort of vaguely military garb, and he has some monocle or something, and on his chest there's a clock. It's I guess that's kind of what it is. It's a big owl clock. It's the ugliest, weirdest fucking thing. You may have seen pictures of it. I think I posted it once or something on Facebook. I can take another picture of him. Baron Owl von Hudelmark, I've named him. And I wanted this thing, of course, and it was $80. It's a piece of shit. It's the weirdest thing. No one would pay $80 for this. But apparently someone did, because there was 2 or 3 of these owls, and then I kept waiting for them to be marked down, and they never were. And then they were all gone, right? Then one day, Lord Douche surprised me with Baron von Hudelmark. He was out and he found it at another store, and I guess I'm assuming it was marked down because there's no way he would pay $80 for that, and I don't blame him. But now Baron von Hudelmark is in my studio here, although it's hard to position him. He's actually on the desk in some of my most recent videos, I think. But I'll take another picture of him. So that was very nice of Lord Douche. I appreciate that.
Hey, Jimmy Boo, Sam from Maryland calling.
Yeah.
So I called you a month or two ago because I was all excited because there's now Dr. Sam from Maryland, yay, and I had just signed up for the Patreon line. And I was telling you about this, the conference, Environmental Society of America conference that tried to set up a crossover event with the Brony convention, My Little Ponies and all that. You asked why the hell they would do that?
Yeah.
And yeah, they had no idea. They just didn't. They thought that it would be a bunch of little kids talking about ponies with ecologists.
Yeah. If you're not aware of the whole Brony situation and you hear that there's a My Little Pony convention, you think, oh, that's just a thing for kids.
Ask if I was a bullshit doctor or a real doctor. I am the most bullshit of doctors.
Okay.
I'm not going to say what I study because it's a small world. But
you're like a doctor, you've got a doctorate in something.
It's pretty much like environmental science / sociology sort of thing.
Well, that's still, I mean, I get it.
My research is the most depressing thing ever. Like, one of my main survey questions for my research in Central America involved asking these poor farmers, like absolute poverty level farmers, like, so how many days during this past month did you not eat?
Oh, Jesus.
Like
Yeah, that is
like,
depressing.
But no, to answer your question, I am the most bullshit of doctors.
Isn't it crazy how poor farmers are, but we kind of rely on them? Like, all of us rely on the stuff that farmers do to survive.
Also,
food and shit.
This whole thing, your idea about
There's my deep thought of the day.
about painting shit white so that would reflect to the sun to prevent global warming.
Oh, yeah.
That is legitimate. That's actually a legitimate thing that's being considered.
Yeah, I like how it's being considered now. Like, I've been talking about this for almost a decade, right? And everyone's like, Tim, you're a retard. Yeah, it makes perfect fucking sense.
It's why you see, like, white roads being built instead of black.
Yes!
And, like...
Yes!
Yeah, it's...
The world's finally coming around to what a brilliant mind I am. Why can't I be a doctor?
Completely a thing.
This asshole can.
It prevents...
Dr. Tim Henson.
Not global warming, but the...
BFD.
Urban heat island effect. But,
all right. Thank you very much for the voicemail. All the voicemails. Really do appreciate it. Continue to send them in. I will play them. Even if I'm behind, I'll get around to playing your call. That is all the time we have on this edition of the show. I want you guys to email me, show@distortedview.com. Distortedview.com is our official website. Voicemail line for you, 206-666-4463. That's 206-660-GOD, as in, oh, God. Oh, yeah, Chimachi, Rachi, brother. Spread the distortion. STD, tell all your friends about the podcast. Don't forget to rate us and review us on iTunes. I will see you back tomorrow if and only if you're Sideshow members. Yes, tomorrow's an exclusive program just for paying freaks. Otherwise, I will see you back on Friday to end the week. Until then, have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Love that I'm feeling.
Now, for the first time ever, Tim Henson's greatest hits are available.
Or is this love?
These songs help get me out of bed to work my horseshit telemarketing job.
Boom, 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 boom. Sometimes I feel I've got to run away.
Do you remember when this song came on the radio?
Yeah, I was barely growing pubes.
See your true colors.
Forget about your worries or your elderly parents in the nursing home.
I see your true colors, and that's why I love you. So don't be afraid, no, to let them show.
We make love to this album.
True colors.
This is the dawning of the age of Aquarius. Age of Aquarius.
But wait, call now. We'll send you a free gallon of mayonnaise.
You mean meownaise?